Hey everyone, it's Patrick Smith here again at the West Virginia Game Developers Expo 2018, and I'm here with John Meister, who is the owner of Super Soul Games. How's it going, John?
Pretty good. Great.
So I see here you all have both Piggy Ball and Kentucky Dash on display.
Yeah.
Tell us about those games.
Sure, yeah. So we're a small studio in Lexington, Kentucky, and we're showing off our new game, Piggy Ball. That's a collaboration between Mommy's Best Games. They're in Indiana, outside of Louisville, and us. We helped kind of do a lot of technical things and get it on different consoles and stuff. And so we're showing that off. It just got released for Steam, and then early 2019 we're going to release it for all the consoles. And it's a really cool arcade adventure game, sort of inspired by classic arcade games like Pac-Man, and then kind of with maybe say a Mario Galaxy adventure kind of mixed together. So there's bosses and all kinds of crazy worlds to explore. So it's pretty cool. And then Kentucky Dash is we just started. That's out on early access in Steam, and we're just kind of it's a runner set in Kentucky, and it kind of has you doing combos and kind of chaining together platforming to really have a fun, exciting thing with your friends. You can all run together sort of in this platforming adventure. So we just got that out there in early access, and we'll see when we get that actually fully released. You can go to supersoul.games, and it'll have links to all the games that we've got and other kind of projects we're working on. And then like on Twitter, it's Super Soul Studio, and you can find that like on most social media.
Okay.
That's us.
So how did you get into game development?
I've always played games from as long as I can remember. So I kind of learned to like program, to make my own games. I always had ideas, and so I started making games kind of on my own, and went to school for computer engineering degree, and really wanted to make my own games and had ideas, and thought it could be an opportunity to start a company, and indie games had just kind of boomed. We started Super Soul in 2011, so kind of the big indie games had just happened, and it was maybe a viable option to go and make your own games that are passionate, but there's a big enough audience and global release. And so that's why I kind of got into games.
What would be your suggestion for someone who's thinking about trying to get into games? The game development industry, I guess.
So I think the biggest thing is to get in there and start doing it. I see a lot of people that are they have ideas, or they want to do something, but they just aren't starting it. They think they have to go to school or something, or there's so much content. We use the Unity game engine, so they have so much documentation and tutorials and people on the forums and stuff that'll help. And you can definitely get started now, and then kind of decide maybe how you want to be involved in the game industry. Do you want to be at a AAA studio where you're doing very focused work on, I'm going to be the best animator, or I'm going to be the best 3D modeler, or I'm going to be the best physics programmer, right? Or do you want to be more of a generalist at probably a smaller studio where you're going to be doing, for me, I'm like programming, and then I'm doing business stuff and some design, and that some people really like that. They like the hands-on and lots of different things. So, get started, see what you like, and figure out how you want to be involved in the game industry.
From the Kentucky Dash, I know you said you are located in Kentucky.
Yeah.
If people are interested in an expo like this and a conference like this, you also run one in Kentucky, correct?
Right. So we have a group of developers that have gotten together with Eastern Kentucky University to host Vector. So Vector is very similar to this expo, where we have local developers, and we bring in speakers from like Sony and Microsoft and things to talk about making games and helping indies and really collaborating. That's kind of like with the Piggy Ball game. We talked at the Vector conference and between the two studios, and it's just having those conversations and opportunities to collaborate and learn from each other. So that's vectorconf.com, and you can find out more there.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, John, for coming. Enjoy the expo.
Yeah, thank you.